know, people thank us for our service, they pander to us, but when it comes down to actually supporting the institutions in the country that we defended, there's nothing but talk.
You want to see what real independent journalism funded by the people for the people looks like?
You ever heard a story like this in America?
You're looking at it.
Congratulations for always being somewhere where mainstream media is not.
Flint, Michigan.
See you in Nevada.
Thanks to people like you, we can get the truth. Corporate media, they've been lying to us for years, and you go straight to the people. You are the man. I'm glad you're here.
For as low as 16 cents a day, you'll keep us on the ground, covering the important stories the corporate media covers up.
We are United States military veterans. We represent all four branches of the military, from the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, the Coast Guard. We represent veterans of multiple campaigns in this country, from Kosovo to Cuba, to Desert Storm, to Iraq II, to Afghanistan, and even Vietnam. Our country called us to serve, and when they did so, we took an oath to the Constitution. I need to remind the guy sitting in the White House that no one took an oath to you. I need to remind our active duty and guard and reserve siblings in arms that you took the same oath that we took. An oath to the Constitution. This week, our sitting veterans in Congress reminded the service members of that very same thing. People who served in uniform and now serve in Congress told our service members to remember their oath. And the response from the White House was to call that sedition and to threaten to hang them. To our fellow veterans in Congress, we got your six. Do not back down. Do not be threatened by this wannabe tyrant. Do not be threatened by this wannabe dictator. Hold the line. To our fellow service members who are currently under him as their commander-in-chief, nobody envies your position. Nobody would want to be in your boots right now. But to you we say, we got your six. And remember your oath. Nobody wants to be standing here right now watching what's happening and unfolding in America. But all the veterans beside me, all the veterans in front of me, and every veteran in this country, our oath did not have an expiration. And we swore to defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. So while we would all rather be home, we're here today to remind the president, this is not your country, it belongs to we the people. We're here to remind the president it is from the service of those of us who put that uniform on that you're sitting in that house. And if push comes to shove, our service members will remember their oath.
You know, Republicans love to wrap themselves in the flag and say they're the party of the veterans and they back the police. What's your message to elected Republicans who say nothing about what Trump is doing to our country, our democracy?
I call them false patriots. You can fly the flag, but if you don't honor the Constitution, and if you thank us for our service, but then support a tyrant who attacks our own citizens with our own military personnel, who destroys our institutions from within, institutions that the American people have trusted for a couple hundred years, then I would say that they're betraying their oath. I always honored my oath to the Constitution. I always trusted my president and my government until 2017. That administration was bad enough. This administration has got a blueprint for destruction of our freedoms and our democracies. This country, including my family, who immigrated from Scotland and Ireland, we came here for a better life. These people risked their lives to come here to make their lives better. It's just victimizing people and distracting from the obvious crimes of Donald Trump and his criminal regime. I'm just proud to be here with all these veterans and the people that love them and the people that love this country. It takes me from a place where I was having very dark thoughts to now I have hope. I have hope that besides those of us that are older out here defending this Constitution, there are a lot of young people that I have a lot of faith in.
Tiger Woods built his career on.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Badash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles, a great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching His word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayath and Dawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. Sorry about this, Salakia. Let me pause this, get out of this. So, what we were watching here was this video, how combat veterans are storming DC saying, fuck Donald Trump. Okay? And how you have not only normal people, but veterans are actually, that are standing up against, against the fuckery that Trump is pulling, right? Speaking out against him. Then this scripture right here, this is Sirach chapter 41, verse 7, and it says, "The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake." Okay? The children, the people, will complain of an ungodly father. And who's the ungodly father? Esau, Edom. Because they shall be reproached for his sake. Okay? Reproached, to be put to shame, because they all thought he was it. They all thought that he'd be the man to make things better. And it comes out that he's actually making things worse than what they're making things worse than when President Biden was in. Trump doesn't give a damn about anybody but himself. All he cares about is staying in power and money. He don't care about you lower class Edomites. You're nothing to him. And it says here in verse 8, "Woe be unto you ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High Power. For if you increase, it shall be to your destruction." So there you go. The more you increase in your iniquities, the word, the more impactful that judgment's going to be. You that's the problem here, and you people just don't understand, you guys just don't think about the consequences of your actions at all. All right, this is going to be the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 16. "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes." So they shall not regard their kings nor princes, which means they're not going to give a damn about what they're not going to give a damn about what the rulers say or what they think or how they run things. So, this thing is There we go. But so these people they're not going to give a damn about what the people in rulership or the authorities are going to say. They're taking matters into their own hands. They can see that this wannabe dictator tyrant is just, they're making people's lives a living hell here. And people are getting sick of it with the job losses, people not being able to afford anything really. And, people, and the whole thing with the whole SNAP benefits that you have to reapply because there's going to be new requirements or new stipulations. I tell you, this devil is just making, he's, even though the draconian measures have not been set in place yet, but it's getting to that point and we could see it. Okay, going back to Sirach, it's going to be chapter 10, verse 3. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them that are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And there is no wisdom in Teman, or no wisdom in Esau Edom. Okay? There's only discourse and chaos. Okay? An unwise king destroyeth his people. Yeah, then look at how his people are acting. This is crazy. So, again, I'm going to read this again. This is going to be Sirach 41 and 7. Let me get it there. This wasn't meant to be long, just a quick hit. But yeah. Sirach 41 and 7. The children shall complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Because of that ungodly father's actions, they're complaining, they're crying out, they're standing up against him. They're tired. Okay? So we'll see more of how this plays out, but at this point, we can see that civil war is right around the corner. It's literally right around the corner. It's coming. And with that, I hope that this was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles, the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayatha Dabadah, the Latasa David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwame Asharala, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom, Barakatam.